Go.
Okay, my name is Victoria Eaton, and for the purpose of this video, we're doing a training session at Ryde Fire Station on the station risk profile. The reason we're filming it is because I'm doing it for my TAFE assessment. A few of you were here for the first couple of sessions that we did, just talking about it, and today we're actually going to get you guys to practice using some of it. For a quick recap, the Station Risk Profile is an online tool that was developed by the Community Engagement Unit, just to give everyone a bit of a better idea about the demographics of their area, what's going on, and how they can tailor their training and use that information to better serve the community. A bit of housekeeping, again, if the bells go off or if phone rings or whatever, we'll just deal with that as it comes. Because you guys are going to be jumping in and out, just it's a bit of a small space, so don't trip over, practice yourselves. If you've got any questions as we're going through, feel free to ask, and we'll see how we go, if we can answer them. And there'll be some feedback forms that you have to fill out at the end. So basically today we're just going to open the system, have a bit of a play around with it, and see what is there. So what I'm going to do is get Jack to start. So to get into it, you need to open the internet and you log in through your ESS portal. So Jack will log in. And then at the top there's all these different folders, so the reporting tab is where you go to, and then down the bottom dashboards, it's quite convoluted to get to, and then station risk profile. It's a little bit slow. So when it opens up, it'll come up with a map. In the top right hand corner it'll tell you what station area it's in. It will default and automatically open to the station that the system has you guys attached to. So you just leave it for a second. So it opens, it says city, and then it flips to for us Ryde. So there you go. So if you wanted to look at the station boundary for a different area, you can change, or if you want to see our water or a different area, so you can change it to a different station. So there's that drop down menu at the top on the right hand side, yeah. So if you want to change it to anywhere, you can click on and have a look. So remember we were talking in some of the first sessions about it. This is a particularly good way if you wanted to know if there's a what is in your station area, where the boundaries are. If somebody's up for a sabre or a school or something and you're not sure if it's in your station area, you can actually see for sure if it is and whether you can maybe palm it off to someone else. Do you want to change it back to 42? Beautiful. So there's some tools on the right hand side, like so you can zoom in and out of an area, so you can see. So to zoom, I'll get you to practice zooming. So it's a bit. So once you've clicked on that, which is the zoom in tool, you highlight, hold the mouse down and highlight a square within our station area. So and drag. So you spread it out a bit, and that's the area you'll zoom in. It's not a great zooming tool. And then the same thing to zoom out. Yeah. So you can keep doing it or whatever. I'll take you back to where you were. Or if you want to go back to, how it was originally, the easiest way I found is to change the station area or something and then go back to yours and resets it to there. So if you want to do that for me, and then what we'll do, so it's got two main modes, the community risk profile and the emergency management profile. And they both show different things. The community risk profile, which we're in now, has a lot of the demographic statistics, and the emergency management has a lot of stuff about fires and past fires and stuff that we've been to. So what I'll do is I'll get someone else to jump in and we'll have a quick look through the demographics of the area. See, Dan? So on the map at the moment, there's grey dots, and that relates to up here. There's all these different categories. So if you hold your mouse over any of those letters up there, it'll show you. So these are stats that have come from the census, and it talks about the different demographic profiles of the people that live in the area. So you can actually click through. We were looking the other day. You can click through. There's all sorts of categories about people's financial statistics, number of people who live in the household, multicultural things. So the boys were looking at, rich widowed houses and stuff, and you can actually zoom into the actual houses and stuff in the streets. So it comes up with the top 10 boxes, and if you click on any of those colour for each one, and it'll add dots to there and show you where it is. If there's none, like, so some of the categories are like other staff or more to do with rural areas. If you click on that tab up there, the list all button, so there's 49 different categories, and these have come from the census. So some of them obviously not related to us, but I think maybe some of those A ones, if you have a click on them, it's really slow. And it all, so there, so it tells you the different houses, and it tells you all the different stats about what they are. So if you want to know anything about, anyone that lives in this area, then you can do that. Cool, I might get someone else to jump in.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Does it do housing department?
Yeah, you can. So you just have to, it's just a bit slow, so you just got to hover over the different things, and you can see it'll be under public housing. So if you just hit that across, so you close that. So in this mode that we're in, the community risk profile, the other things that you can find out is some information from the ABS. So down here, this little blue button, so if you click on there, just once I think, it'll, yeah, that's right, so it'll pop up with, so down here, if you read it, it's got like population, social characteristics, labour force, housing, built environment. And this is for our station area. And then it tells you the percentage in our area versus the state average for a lot of things. So if you click on, say, housing, so you click on that tab, it tells you about the different types of housing, so whether it's just separate houses, townhouses, units, etc. And this is where we were looking at, it tells you in Rye that like the townhouses is 19%, but the state average is only 11%, which means, and the same with the units, 39 versus the state average of 19. So it means that we're sort of twice as densely populated as the rest of the average state, so we've got quite a densely populated area. And similarly, if you click on housing, social characteristics, it's got stuff about language other than English spoken at home. And in our area, 45% of people speak English, another language other than English at home, which is obviously quite significant, which you probably would have known anyway. So if you click on that tab again, it disappears with the ABS stuff. The tab next to it, the little house, is for cars info. So if you click on that, it pops up with info on the cars data that we have done. So it's the whole station, it doesn't break it down by platoon or anything. And it lists the last calendar month, how many we've done, and the calendar year to date. So I don't know how often this is refreshed information, but I'm sure we've done more than that in the last one. Yeah, but you can see what we've done and the different types of things that are there. Cool. So I might get, yeah, so if you click that, then it's gone. Last one, Zoe.
Look at me.
If you want to jump in. So we're going to switch it to the other main mode, which is the emergency management profile, which is that tab up there. And this gives us all the information about fires that our station has attended in the last 3 years. So it defaults to the red dots. It shows all residential structure fires that our station's attended in the last 3 years. So obviously some in our area, but obviously where we've jumped to outside the area. So if you get back to our station area.
Country.
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah, just how many fires we've been to. Okay, so there's a couple of little tabs down here. So the red one is the little fire analysis tab. So if you click on that, it comes up with stats about the fires that we've been to, and they've got this from the AIRS data. So it's got stuff about the ignition factor, form of heat ignition, area of origin, and the time of calls and the total calls that we've been to. And then it talks about, you know, whether they've been undetermined, suspicious, all that sort of thing. So you can click through if you want those tabs to see what's going on. Candles, smokers, kitchen is, so it shows you the area of origin. So kitchen's a big one. Yeah. Yeah. And then it tells you like how many have been in like different windows of time. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's lots of info there. And then you can export all this info to Excel if you want. So if you click on that icon again, it disappears. So the next one to the left of that is the incident response activities. So it talks about the different fires that we've been to, or jobs that we've been to. So fire and explosion, other emergencies, the number that we've been to and the percentage of our calls. So I was surprised by it. So it's 58% of our calls and false alarms. Like I thought our AFA stats would be more than that. But apparently we do a lot more other stuff as well. Seems like there's just a lot of AFAs. In these tabs, there's one for the top 3 AFA addresses. I think when we looked the other day, if we click on that, the addresses aren't there, it hasn't updated it recently, but that's the sort of stuff you can use if you're constantly going to places which you would know anyway, and talk to them about trying to reduce their AFAs. And it talks about, where, like what type of building fires, so residential, public housing, education, that sort of thing. So they're the, response activities. Now down the bottom, last thing on the right hand side, so that tab there, so that activity options. So if you click on that where it was, so it tells you the different types. So you can, it's defaulted to the red dots, which is the residential fires, but you can look at all our other types of calls and where they were. So where all our medical access calls, Sam's just clicked on. So you can click through, all different ones. AFAs, obviously, hazmats, non-structured fires, MBAs, so you can sort of see where we visit often. It's also a good way this, if there's a job that you've been to and you can't remember exactly the address or the details of it, but you know it was roughly in that pocket of your thing, and you know it was like, I don't know, when you're trying to find a job for months ago but you can't remember the date or whatever, you can actually look on here, zoom in on that area, find it, and it'll tell you the incident number and details. So it's another way to find your place of call rather than scrolling through the book or whatever. If you want to do that. Cool. So that's a good summary of it. Does anyone have any questions? Want to know any more? If you want to know any more, on the intranet, on the e-learning hub, there is on the Learning Hub there's an e-module on home fire safety audits, and within that there's some more information about this. Who lives there? Oh, okay. Yes. So if you want to do any more learning, you can go and jump into the internet and have a look. Otherwise, ask me any questions, but thank you for listening. There's some feedback forms coming from that. Thanks!